You've probably been in a moment where you know exactly what you're supposed to do in a fight. You've drilled it 100 times, but when the adrenaline hits and your heart is pounding, none of it comes out. Your body just freezes, or you do something completely different from what you trained. Most people think this means they need more practice or better technique, but that's not the problem. The problem is that courage isn't something you either have or don't have. It's something you build access to through a very specific kind of mental rehearsal that almost nobody teaches. What you're missing isn't bravery. It's a pre-built pathway your brain can follow when fear tries to shut you down. Why you freeze? Your brain has two systems making decisions. One is slow and deliberate. That's the part that learns technique and understands strategy. The other is fast and automatic. That's the part that takes over under stress. When you drill a technique in class, you're training the slow system. But when fear spikes, the fast system hijacks control. And if you haven't specifically trained that system to execute under fear, it defaults to older survival patterns: freeze, flinch, retreat. This is called the automaticity gap. Your technique lives in one system, your fear response lives in another. Bridging that gap requires a method called fear rehearsal. Fear rehearsal. Fear rehearsal isn't the same as sparring or hard drilling. It's about mentally walking through the exact moment fear will try to stop you and pre-deciding what you'll do anyway. Most fighters visualize success, landing the perfect counter or executing the takedown cleanly. That's useful for confidence, but it doesn't teach your brain how to function when you're terrified. What you need to rehearse is the feeling of fear itself and the decision to act through it. The three-part method. First, name the specific fear moment you're preparing for, not a general sense of being nervous, a specific moment. The second, before someone throws the first punch, the moment you realize you're outmatched, the feeling when you're about to shoot a takedown and your legs feel like concrete. Pick one, be specific. Once you have that moment, rehearse it in 3 parts. Part 1, visualize the fear arriving. Picture the scenario and let yourself feel the physical sensations: heart racing, throat tight, hands shaking. Don't skip this. You need to rehearse the reality of being scared because that's the state you're training your brain to operate in. Part 2, insert a trigger phrase. This is a single sentence you say to yourself the moment the fear hits, not a motivational speech, a simple command that reconnects you to your training. Something like, hands up, move, or see the opening, or pressure forward. It has to be short enough for your brain to grab it in half a second. This phrase becomes the bridge between the fear and the action. Part 3, visualize the action, not the outcome. The first physical move. You see your hands coming up. You feel your feet starting to move. You picture your hips turning into the shot. One move, that's it, because once you're moving, the freeze breaks. The drill. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Close your eyes. Picture the fear moment. Let the fear come. Say your trigger phrase out loud. Visualize the first move. Then open your eyes and physically do that move. Throw the jab, step forward, change levels, whatever it is. Do this once a day, every day. You're not building confidence, you're building a reflex. If you freeze in sparring, rehearse the moment the round starts and you're already breathing hard. If you hesitate on entries, rehearse the moment you see the opening and feel the fear of committing. The specificity is everything. Most people think courage is about not feeling fear. That's why they freeze when fear shows up. But fear is supposed to be there. Courage is just the ability to take the next action anyway. And that ability isn't born in the moment, it's built in rehearsal. You'd been training your body to know what to do. Now you're training your brain to do it while scared. Those are 2 completely different skills. Do the rehearsal every day for 2 weeks and you'll feel the difference the next time the fear hits. You won't stop freezing forever, but you'll have a way back to your training when it matters. That's all courage actually is.